u/SpiritualNut asked Reddit, what is the worst boy's name?
This is the placeholder intro file. Can be easily swapped.
Well, that one guy kinda ruined Adolf. Here in India, kids are named Hardik. Now imagine he goes through an English-speaking country and how his name will be pronounced. Knew two twins, Barry and Larry, which was a bit too cliché already. However, after figuring out their full names were Bartholomew and Bartholomew, it was pretty clear the second one was a surprise and they really didn't have a name ready. Honorable mention for a Dutch couple I knew, Richard and William, who chose to go by Beep and Beep de Beep. Mike, but short for me-cycle. Johnny Cash taught me it's Sue. Bought. Going through a family tree project, I found out my great-great-uncle was named Hampy. So, Hampy, X-A-She, Beep, for obvious reasons. Teacher here, Jacksons are assholes almost 90% of the time. Don't get me started on Aiden, Caden and Braden etc. I worked with a guy named Michael Hunt. He insisted we call him Michael. Entertained me to no end. Two of the worst real names I've seen, Bushrod and Bowser. Jackson. Anything ending in Aiden, Hayden, Jaden, Caden, Braden and so on. Cletus. Kalu. I hate that kid. Joey Jojo Jr. Shabadoo. Guy, just feels kinda lazy. Jim Bob. Boy. Literally. Apparently Gary is so bad that it's a dying name. And no one has named their kid Gary in a few years. Clint. Cubit. 7. Prince. I don't know why, but they all think that they're actors or something. Spurgeon. Since no one has said it, Orenthal. Went through every single comment and glad to see my name not being there. Also the guy spamming Keith. What did he do to you? Beep. I don't get how someone names their son Beep. Why everyone writing their ex's name? Girl. Farquaad. One of my cousins named his kids Vanden and Brecken. I've always hated those names. As a teacher in Australia, any name that starts with a J will result in a C*** of a child. Wyden. Hogarth. It just feels gross to say. Crispin. X-A-She. Any normal name spelled in a unique way to help it stand out. Armanda instead of Amanda comes to mind. Unless there's some places with a different culture where this is considered a normal spelling. But if both of your parents are Anglo in heritage, and they chose this as your name, I'm sorry, it doesn't make you seem unique, and I feel like it will have ramifications when applying for jobs. Kanye. Aiden is the name of every bratty child I have ever met. Also Jackson is a pretty rough one too. Trebor. Not a typo. Apparently this kid's dad and granddad were named Robert. So they decided to just name him Robert backwards thinking face. Beep. Keith. Josh. Never trust a Josh. Fauntleroy. Adolf. With the whole Karen stamping, for boys I guess Chad. Beep. Sylvester Hubert. Literally know a kid named Blade. Also, another couple named their son Chevy. Should have just named him Budweiser and gotten it over with if you ask me. Edit words. Cornelius. Once worked with a Chinese guy who insisted everyone call him this. Whatever he was definitely not a Cornelius. My friend was a nurse, she said some parent named her kid Loverboy. Fifth even. Well, my mum was gonna call me Tristan, but didn't. Thanks Dad. Donald. Jimboy, John Bear, Happy, Beep, Corndog, Brownie, Chrysler Rex, King J Lord, Benedict Cumberbatch. Scotty. He doesn't know. I gotta say Kevin. Sorry to all Kevins, but as a German married to an Aussie, this name is tough. To my husband it's a completely normal boy's name, and when we discussed names for our firstborn, I had to explain to him that Kevin is completely off the charts because in Germany it's used as an insult. I think I've heard of scientific studies that have proven that teachers expect less from a boy who's called Kevin, compared to other boys' names. Prejudice is strong about that one. There's a couple of others, but Kevin's like the godfather of unusable names in Germany. John. You might as well name your son NPC. Expecting my first child in a few months and a quick scroll through here tells me I'm on the right naming path. Sue. I grew up with a guy named Ashley. Whenever he'd get called out of class by the front office over the intercom, they'd give him female pronouns. Also, I know someone who named their son Kaiser. I have a lot of questions about that choice, but I've never asked them because I probably don't want to know the answers. Chad. Jizz on the puss. My mom knew a kid named Harry Beep. Well, Elon sure isn't a good look right now, I'll say that. Finger. Aiden and anything that rhymes with Aiden. It's a toss-up between Huey and MM, but I think Huey takes it. Jackson or any of the alternatives. Suck deep! Exclamation mark. Dewey. Ryder. It's part of this weird Progressive and unique name, movement, and it's just not a good name. Met a guy on a dating app named Lainey. Like Jamie but with an L. Eustace. Elon. Tate. Have a cousin, whose name is Rushit. Very tough transition for him from India to the States. BJ. Luca Koch, both are very normal Dutch names, but when you say it out loud it's, look a beep. Hardik. Sukdeep. There is a Lithuanian name Armina's way you say it, it sounds like arm and beep, yeah, not a good name. Aiden. Jax. Or Ajax. Beep, hate both of them, sounds like a fly spray. Tanner. I have no reasoning why. My BF says he loves the name Helmet for a boy. Like beep, no. I'm not naming our future child Helmet. Balzac because it sounds like beep. Michael is terrible. Beep, Austin. I've met very few Austins who aren't total scumfucks. The name Jackson is fine, but I hate when people spell it Jackson or Jackson. It makes me cringe so hard for some reason. It's not the guys with one but those with multiple names. As soon as you have more than one name I instantly assume that your parents are special and that they've instilled an amount of entitlement in you which can only be done justice by calling you Amelia Rose or Andrew James. Gary. Ashley. I just don't get it. Craig. Nigel. Keith. Merle. What kind of hick name is that? I wouldn't name my dog Merle. I knew a guy named Brock. He was a cool guy with a terrible name. Clement. It just bugs me so much. Any diminutive version of a name, e.g. Frankie instead of Frank. Some parents seem to forget that kids grow up to be adults. I was out with the guys and met a guy named Guy. Elon. Joey Jojo Junior Shabadoo. Never trust a Chris cause if Chris crossed applesauce beep you think he gonna do to you? Sorry Keith. Yuck. Steve. Every Steve I've ever met isn't beep. Bonus if he's Steve shirt for Steven with a PH instead of AV. They usually are extremely extra. Richard. I'm sorry but where the beep does the nickname beep come from in this name? Hunter. Or Diesel. Never met one that wasn't a dipshit. Era she. Without a doubt. Josh. It's not that bad of a name but it's so overused. Detlef. Gilbert. Cubit. Any version with an ending of an Aiden. Exton. Aiden. Also I've never liked the name Mason. Oliver. Or Daisy. I realize Daisy is a girl name but it's so bad I had to include it. A12. Your name Cold Sweat Smile. I think Jennifer is a bad name for boys. Sue. Just be an NFL player and there's a high chance you'll have a ridiculous name. Jacques Lil Jordan Debricashaw Quintoris Lopez Chavarius just to name a few. Oliver is such an beep name. Chesley. Thatcher. Whitaker. Niles. Bradford. Darcy. Vance. Preston. Anything with a junior after it. Names that call to mind a guy in a polo shirt and pastel shorts hanging out at a country club in Connecticut. Rhymes. What the beep kind of beep is that? That whole, Aiden, Braden, Caden, Graydon, Hayden, Jaden, Caden, Layden, line of beep. Olaf. Francis. Chad. Eobard. I say Vladimir. Carl. Baron. Gavin. Never met a Gavin I didn't want to punch. My coworker is planning on naming his child Bellamy. Anything that ends with Aiden, Braden, Hayden, Jaden, etc. Just trash names. Keith. The ones that partially mimic the last name. John Johnson, Eric Erickson, etc. Adolf has certainly fallen out of fashion. Prince. Those guys just trick us man. Adolf. Tristan. Kelly. Life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Any name that should be a surname, for example, Jackson. Also, Wayne. Absolute banjo pickers the lot of M. Keith. I've seen a lot of cringe here. But y'all forget Italian mothers for real be calling their kids some beep like Giuseppe. Chad. Dylan. Who in the absolute beep sees an innocent newborn baby and thinks, oh, I know, Dylan. If that name was a feeling, it would be getting hit in the ankle with a scooter. J. Pronounced y'apostrophe. Real name. Real jacked up name. Clifford is the absolute worst proof. Born with this abomination. I have two and I've encountered both in the wild. Elmo. The guy's full name was Elmo J. Fagans. His parents are. I don't even want to think about it. This name was just mean and cruel. I felt sorry for the guy. I could only imagine how much grief he got in school. Not sure if he is still alive or not. This was many years ago. Hard ass. A kid who was a victim of a mother who used drugs while pregnant with him. Thankfully the boy was removed from her care, if you want to call it care, and adopted by a wonderful couple who lived near me. They had his name changed. New SSN and everything to prevent his mom from causing any more harm. That woman is a piece of work. It's absolutely not Chad. Camille. I remember a kid who stole a giant robot and killed half of a guy's friends because he said his name sounded feminine. Sergey. Norbert. Just dumb. Adolf. Keith. Peter Griffin 2019. Osmort. Johannes is lame too. Dick Hole McGee. Gunner. Does not really work well with any language other than its origin. Ferdinand. Kim Jong-un. Beep MCSUCKER 3000 would probably be quite a bad name. Beep. Well, I always get told my name is too feminine, but I really like Artemis. It's my name translated from Russian. Original Greek, obviously. Anyway, so I don't care. In the beep goddess.
This is the placeholder outro file. Congrats! You made it through the entire video. This segment is supposed to fill 20 to 30 seconds. So I'll keep talking a bit. Hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to hit the like button, ring the bell and subscribe to the channel. Any improvement ideas? Write us at autogenlabs@gmail.com or leave a comment. Have a great day.